G'day, g'day, you pack of drongos, how the heck are yous? Welcome to another crazy koala cast for COH2. Now as exciting as when your car tyre hits an echidna at 100 k's an hour. And if you hear swearing in the background, it's just because I somehow convinced my housemate to play our Dennis song, and it doesn't look like Able Company will live to see Berlin. Sad stuff. Anyway, we have another 2v2 today, picked from the replay uploads on code2.org. Since there's a patch inbound, I wanted to get this one out of the way while the game can still play it. Generally speaking, the players for this match seem to range over the top few hundred ranks for the 2v2 random, so expect some strong plays for them. I'll eventually try my hands at some lower ranked matches to offer suggestions, but not today. So, today's map, Crossing in the Woods. Fairly open map with close but contestable ammo points to the bases, fuel points fairly far away, very often sort of harassed, especially with some pretty major cut-off points to make it difficult to hold on to those points. And VPs lined up across the middle, especially this one here with a whole lot of red cover, tend to be pretty heavily fought over, leaving untold carnage lying across the battlefield. On one side today we have Butcher and Captain Awesome both playing Oberkommando West. And on the southern side of the map we have Volamper as US and SturmTigerGuh as Soviets. Alright, let's get this one underway. Sturm Pioneers pushing out. We see both allied players making a push up to the right side. Generally this means you can get ammunition, VP and fuel point all in a fairly close area, which makes them a little easier to defend, even though there is a lot of sort of exposed area around there. But it looks like they will be fighting some Sturm Pioneers and some Volksgrenadiers, which would also like to have access to that fuel. On the left side we see a similar build, Volksgrenadiers first out. No cubable wagons, second Sturm squads. If you're fighting against USF, you would usually find that Kubel wagon can be quite effective, since US sort of lacks any early AT measures. However, if you're fighting Soviets, it's not hard to get the AT grenade package, so Kubel wagons tend to be much less effective against them, especially since they can hoorah their conscripts around you. So we've got an engagement over here, so both allied sides fighting against Commander Captain Awesome, and it looks like SturmTigerGuh managed to get the building there, which will provide a bit of cover for those conscripts, although they're not going to do a whole lot of damage since they're also fighting units that are also in green cover. However, rifles are able to push right up, and now that they've forced away the Sturm Pioneers, they'll easily make mincemeat of those Volksgrenadiers, as will the second squad of conscripts pushing up. In the meantime though, we see Butcher going for both the ammunition point and just cutting off this lazy capture of the fuel that his rear echelon have been doing over to the left. So unless this cutoff can be reclaimed, pretty much all this capturing over here is for nothing. Looks like this side is being held by the Allies for now, but Sturm Pioneers are just sitting there. No, they're moving out now. They've decided to head back to cover to engage these riflemen. Conscripts going to have a go at Volksgrenadiers here, but Volksgrenadiers already hit them. However, a Molotov is coming out, and oh wow, incredible flame crit there. Just knocks out, I think, 3 Volksgrenadiers. Very fortunate, they didn't quite get away in time, although these rifles would have pushed them off. No combat engineers will be able to retake that point, so the left side of the map will belong to the Allies again, who also own the fuel on the right. So pretty nice start for them. And we've got a battle group headquarters going up in a pretty a fairly central area, which could be quite useful for a forward retreat point. However, it may be fairly easily assaulted, especially from forces coming up the middle. However, with all this negative cover, the Butcher will probably have the advantage, being able to repair and heal at will. Rifles just sitting there a bit, rear echelon, productive building there. They can't do much from it, but at least they can deny it to the enemy. And it looks like this fuel is going back into the hands of Captain Awesome, who has gone with the good old fortifications doctrine, providing those wonderful little spammable MG34s already in play. And of course, with all this water slowing down troop movement and providing negative cover, even an MG34 will be able to pretty much pin anybody. It can't cover everywhere, so we see mixed allied forces pushing over the river there. The Volksgrenadiers really can't cope with riflemen this early on. We see another nice use of a Molotov there, forcing off a Shrek squad. SturmTigerGuh's just sort of wondering about the map, doing a bit of harassing, but they might have a bit of trouble against the lieutenant, especially if it sticks behind that truck there. Oh dear. Squad of riflemen lost somewhere. Looks like here, marching up into that MG34. Most unfortunate. See a bit of ERA action there, they were getting a bit close. They were lucky to avoid both being suppressed, and I think we'll get another Molotov into that MG pretty quickly. There it is. Rear echelon going for the ammunition, but probably not going to be able to hold it. Rifle squad force back there. Some more fire. Well, it looks like Molotov catches the conscripts as well. Can have a deceptively large area of effect, those Molotovs. And it's not only when they're thrown, they do damage. So, over here we've got 4 Volksgrenadier squads. Pretty vanilla build. And 2 MG34s on the other side with only 2 Volksgrenadier squads. At this point in the game, Volksgrenadiers are not amazing, although you can get the Panzerschreck upgrades to deal with any light vehicles. Looks like this side has gone back to the Allies, so once again the Allies are going to control 2 fuel points, both ammo points. Just excellent map control pretty much all around. The only thing they lack is that middle VP, and even that was neutralised. Oh, it might be a very nice grenade here. Oh, devastating, but very sort of fortunate there for Butcher, who manages to get away with both squads when they could have both easily been fully wiped. And that would have been a very serious setback. Probably a bit of a bold push from volamper here, because there is not much cover here. I'm not sure what this YOLO ambulance is doing. Might be lucky to get out of there. Oh, looks like MG34 just rips it to shreds. Without some serious sort of armor piercing capabilities, can't really do much against that battle group headquarters at this point. Need some AT guns to back it up, or even just mortars. I think, yeah, maybe that little push wasn't quite planned so well. Nice grenade out there. Oh, another very nice hit, but just fails to squad wipe. Another grenade out here, hits those conscripts. They do fairly well under the circumstances. So it looks like OKW are really consolidating here. We see Tech 2 go up the Mechanised Regiment headquarters for Captain Awesome. So a bit of teamwork there, just getting a bit of diversity. Making sure all tech options are available to deal with whatever threats the Allies throw their way. Looks like Axis will be able to get a bit of fuel back. Oh, they're also capturing over here. Meanwhile, we see some rifle squads here. USF forces will probably be able to take back a fair bit of land over here. They still do have the advantage against these very low to no vet Volksgrenadiers. And looks like we've got a doctrine choice from SturmTigerGuh. Soviet Shock Army. A pretty versatile one. We already see PPSH upgrades on these conscripts, so if they can get in close to these Volksgrenadiers, they're just going to have a huge DPS advantage. And those Volksgrenadiers seem to know it. Lieutenant's pushed up here, but not entirely sure what it's trying to do. Just seems to be inflicting damage for the heck of it. The grenade goes out, but not much to achieve. Allied forces, they just don't seem to quite know what to do with their advantage. You see the MG34 set back up here, and all these conscripts just sort of pushing up together. Might be lucky if they don't get suppressed. No, it looks like they're getting close enough, they'll be able to get out of Molotov and force off that MG34. PPSH is still running amok here, but might need to get out now because that squad's taken a nasty hit from that grenade. Yep, that's been retrieved, and so is the other squad. They had fun, they got some vet, had a few laughs, but time to go home, get some rest. MG34 actually got decrewed by that Molotov, didn't manage to get out of there, so that's nice. Those conscripts might be able to grab that afterwards. Although one squad does decide to run through that giant fire there. This squad here, Vet2, but doesn't actually have the PPSHs, so the DPS will be a little more flat. However, they are able to capture that fuel back now. Vet2 and some rifles over here. No vehicles beyond that ambulance so far. Okay, and we have another doctrine choice here, breakthrough doctrine. Probably chosen given how open this map is. The Jagdtiger, if they can get it, would be quite effective on this one. It's technically used to be more effective on crowded maps where it could just shoot through buildings and nothing could actually hit it, but now it's a lot more similar to the Elephant. And also Panzer Fusiliers can be a much more affordable alternative to Obersoldat and Volksgrenadiers, giving you fairly effective long-range units. More grenade usage there, but looks like these Volksgrenadier squads are starting to learn be a little more responsive to those threats. Bit of hoorah to get those PPSHs right into cover. Looks like the Germans lost a squad somewhere. And sounds like we've got ourselves a 120mm mortar, which can really just sit back at a very nice range and just pound this rather exposed battle group headquarters there. AKW might be in a bit of trouble with that there, because that's probably going to put a pretty serious manpower drain on them. As long as this thing's barraging that area, it's almost always guaranteed to get a few hits. I'm surprised that one didn't do much damage. They do tend to have a pretty good area effect. We also see some shock troops pushing up now. I guess SturmTigerGuh wasn't quite content to have PPSHs on conscripts alone. And of course shock troops do have very nice sort of armor bonuses that just make them really hard to kill before they're right there in your face. However, it looks like they're going to run into a Schwerer Panzer headquarters, which has just been set up in a fairly sort of defensive area. They actually shoot a bit beyond their indicated range, so they'll probably be able to prevent all these conscript rushes have been just sort of getting up in here. And with these trees in the building there, it's probably not going to be too exposed to AT guns either, so it's probably not a bad place to put that Schwerer headquarter. We also see some Obersoldaten on the field, which are really just going to be able to enjoy these open environments. Ooh, might be getting a bit too close to a demolition charge there. And obviously SturmTigerGuh should be aware of that. Will it go off? Oh, there it goes, but as so often seems to be the case, just one guy survives and will be able to retreat. Yeah, no, he finally noticed, just as all these conscripts were rushing up to finish the job. a bit of a Volks grenadier push from the side. I think they took out a cache somewhere. But I might have bitten off a bit more than they can chew with all these rifles heading towards them. There's this mortar coming along. 10 kills already on the mortar, very nice. And looks like we've got a Jagdpanzer 4 being built. Once again, a very good unit for open maps. So it does have quite a good gun and very good frontal armour. If you can put it in a nice defensive position where it's not likely to get flanked, it will probably serve you quite well. And just to add to that, Pack 43, an even better gun. And that's really going to provide a lot of good control against any vehicles pushing up to try and take out these HQs here. So it's probably some nice placement, although it might get threatened by the mortar. So let's see about that. Probably could have actually put it just behind the building as well, since it can shoot through them. You see the Jagdpans are pushing up, but it instantly runs into some conscripts. Yeah, just chuck an AT grenade through it. This is actually a bit of a preemptive tank, really. So I don't think the Allies have yet fielded anything that this Jagdpanzer could do anything against. But just to say that we've got a Bulldozer Sherman on the field, so we've got a final doctrine choice here. The R Company. Notable features being, of course, the Wolverine, a much cheaper version of the Jackson, and the 105mm Bulldozer Sherman, which can be quite good at taking out blobs, which might be influenced by the fact that they are, of course, playing against two OKW teams. And we just see how just effective that Pack 43 is, really knocking out that Sherman. I think it's only because bulldozers tend to be a bit stronger, I believe, that it survived there. And of course, at only 500 manpower, Pack 43s are ridiculously cheap. So with only 2 hits, it's already nearly at Vet 2. So they start off crazy strong and just keep getting stronger. Looks like Jagdpanzer is doing a bit of scouting. Interesting to note that the Jagdpanzers we see here actually can only see forward. It doesn't have any sort of rear or side vision. This squad's sort of giving it some at the moment. But, yeah, it's something you often don't really notice because you have other units around. So we see an AT gun up, just sort of forcing the Jagdpanzer off, but it doesn't seem to take any penetrating hits from it. We're seeing quite a few Panzerschrecks now. Pretty sort of standard meta for OKW. Just makes all those Volks Grenadiers so much more worth it later on. So it looks like the Allies are sort of reconsidering a bit at the moment, but we might see a bit of a push here. Some over soldier in here. Even they can actually be threatened by shock troops. See them forced off there. It's probably a good move to retreat, since a grenade from those shock troops can be quite devastating. So we've got a bulldozer over on the left, just trying to scare off these Volks Grenadier Shrek squads. However, its accuracy doesn't really seem to be anything amazing right now. There's this mortar coming along. 14 kills, so it hasn't been seeing as much action lately. And hello, looks like we've got ourselves a 152mm howitzer trying to possibly hit the Pack 43, but it doesn't look like it had a whole lot of success. However, I'm sure we have more chances later on when these troops get out of the way of this grenade. Oh, no they don't. They're going to have to retreat now to get healed, reinforced. bulldozer just looks like it managed to force off all these Volksgrenadiers, but the Jagdpanzer has decided to come a-hunting. There's not much a bulldozer is going to be able to do against it with its high explosive shells. However, it looks like an 80 rifle grenade has managed to cripple the Jagdpanzer, scaring it off. There's one pretty much why you should never have a tank unsupported on the field. I think the mortar just got a very nice hit there and is now up to Vet 2, which will make it a lot more accurate and shoot a lot more frequently, which is probably going to be a real pain in the ass for these guys. But in response to all this artillery, it looks like OKW have decided to field something of their own. These Stuka. Not a light choice at 100 fuel, that's a pretty significant investment for OKW. Ooh. See the Soviet artillery coming in once again. It really seems to be overshooting a lot though. Not entirely sure what it's aiming at. Oh, looks like it finally actually got a bit closer to the mark. But it seems to have attracted the attention of this Stuka now, which is pushing forward a little bit dangerously. But appears to have managed to have acquired its target. Ooh, takes out the crew, but the gun does remain. So if that gets repaired, it won't be any significant loss for the Soviets. There's another demo charge there, it doesn't get triggered on the Panzer Fusilier. Here we see have been upgraded with G43s. These squads in particular apparently makes them more effective at long range. Flamethrower tries to deal with them, but the Sword can easily push off the flamethrower. Looks like we've got ourselves a Wolverine on the field, which appears to really just be bouncing off the front of this Jagdpanzer. Not having any success at all there. Should, yeah, generally inadvisable to take on the Jagdpanzer front on with any other tank destroyer, as I'm pretty sure they'll beat any medium tank destroyer, including Su-85s. Ooh, even with 2 AT grenades through that front armor, it just doesn't actually disable it. Starting to look a little bit weak though. But yeah, generally you would want to flank that with a USF tank destroyer. If you can get some shots on the rear armor, you're much more likely to take it out, and of course it doesn't have a turret of its own. So it's yeah, pretty much only vulnerable from sort of flanking attacks. Front on makes a very effective unit. So this side over here, really in OKW control, both teams just focused on defending at moments. Really missing some sort of opportunities with that demo charge there, probably because the Soviet player can't actually see anything there at the moment. One way to deal with that is if you've got a Vet 1 conscript squad, you can install a trip flare in that general area. And that way squads come over, it lights up the whole area. You can get a nice shot. I think the Soviet artillery must have finally taken out that Pak-43, which is now getting rebuilt. It's going to be good for the Soviets because that'll set back its veterancy a little bit. So Vet 1 it gets like a target weak point, which helps it to stun vehicles and sort of lock them within firing range, which is generally not where you want to be when you're allies, within firing range of a Pak-43. So looks like we've got some more Stukas coming in. Where are they landing? Oh, once again under the artillery, but as we see again, need to simply decruise it and reduces the health. Once again repairing it and remanning it. Get it back in action, although sans any veterancy of course. The Jagdpanzer just seems to be toying a bit over here. Oh, we finally see a nice hit from this USF AT gun. However, before Vet 3, they're generally going to have trouble penetrating armor at maximum range. Not an amazing AT gun, although I am a big fan of the take aim ability, which lets them see the maximum distance. Very handy, especially since it's not timed for some reason. Looks like these rifles are pretty happy to just take a VP here. Nice bit of veterancy here, bit of vet 3 on both squads and bar rifles. Absolutely, how many bars have we got? Double bars. Yeah, I think double bars on both squads. That, oh, it's like, explosive hit that squad there. Those double bar rifles are really going to be able to take on pretty much any OKW infantry, I'd say. Especially if they sort of get to close and medium range. See Battle Group Headquarters looking pretty worse for wear there. AT gun on the left. Still just seems to be toying with this Jagdpanzer. Or the Jagdpanzer's toying with it, I'm not really sure. There's not a lot going on over there. Maybe a Butcher believes that there's a whole lot of Shermans over here. There's one getting repairs. If some forces could sneak down here, they could kill those guys and steal that, but that's probably not going to happen. Ooh, looks like the rifle's forced to drop one of their bars. However, Germans don't seem to have noticed it yet. Oh, very nice hit from the 120mm mortar. We see it's almost no actual health on the structure of that pack, so one more hit and it might die. And we see how much trees can really interfere with Stukas there. And this mortar, Vet 3, you know, just pretty much comes out completely unscathed from that little incident. Pack 43's down, and so it's at Battle Group Headquarters soon. Obers managed to pick up that bar. I'm sure they'll enjoy that. Those rifles need to get out of there. No, they don't make it. Left that retreat a little bit too long. Maybe waiting for this bulldozer to come up, but that Jagdpanzer's still there. No AT gun anymore, it seems. That bulldozer's not going to be able to do a lot. Oh, looks like Stuka got a little too close for its own good there. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. It's 100 fuel down the drain. In the meantime, Soviet artillery is still going strong and now targeting the Schroeder Panzer headquarters. Probably would have been better to finish off the battle group headquarters, but oh well. Generally speaking, the further away you try and target something with the artillery, the greater your scatter range becomes. So you're more likely to destroy something at closer range. Oh, another Allied squad getting wiped out there. So, doesn't seem to be looking too good for Allied troops at the moment. Getting wiped out left, right and centre. We see Captain Awesome deciding to take this AT gun rather than salvage it for the fuel. MG34 just pinning down those troops pretty easily. Not really sure what these rifles think they're doing. I don't know why they keep getting sent up this way. They can't take out any structures, they need some support, some vehicles. Now that Pack 43 is down, I'm sure the bulldozer Sherman would actually really have a lot of fun with everything here. But I'm not sure if it's actually still alive. Hello, we've got a Katyusha over here. Soviets decided they needed more artillery. Is a bulldozer still alive? We see an Su-85 now wanting to tangle with this Jagdpanzer. We now see has some armoured skirts thanks to Vet 2. Skirts and improved optics, improving durability and sighting. Mentioned before, Su-85s generally don't win in a one-on-one against the Jagdpanzer, especially probably not against a Vet 2 Jagdpanzer. And I pretty much see that being proven right there. Once again, yeah, should really be avoiding these 1v1s and doing a bit of a more coordinated attack. Katyusha comes in, but doesn't look like it's really hitting anything, unfortunately. I see another battle group headquarters going up. Oh, looks like finally gets a nice little hit there. Oh, no. The Soldaten are just knocked out. Finally, the Bulldozer Sherman is coming up here. Got a nice bit of Vet 2 now. Much more responsive unit, both with movement and firing. Bulldozer doing a bit of damage against his battle group headquarters, although it is getting repaired by a Vet 3 squad, which actually repairs a lot faster. And we also see the Jagdpanzer, and the 57mm AT gun doing a lot of damage there. Will it get out of there? Oh god, don't stop. Oh, it survives. Oh, it drops smoke on there. Very nice work. Almost knocked it out, but I'm sure the Soviets will be able to finish the job with some artillery. In fact, the Soviets pretty much have every type of artillery imaginable at the moment. I'm not quite so sure what this AT gun is doing, just sitting back here. I guess maybe just to prevent a rush from the side. Oh, SturmTigerGuh just started to get out of there, but not quite in time. Oh, getting some very nice hits from Vet 2 artillery now. Increased shell accuracy and rate of fire, so that probably explains why they're hitting a lot better. And boom, it is down. Which means no forward retreat point for Butcher. In the meantime, it looks like Allies have managed to use all that battering of those troops to their advantage and are now able to capture some of the map back. At the same time, the Germans are making their push on this side. Katyusha coming in. I don't know if it's going to hit anything. It's a bit all over the place at this point. Shooting from maximum range as it is. Managed to scare off one troop, but it was a bit superfluous anyway. Jagdpanzer pushes forward, 57mm there, but really a bit too far back. Just not going to be able to pick that thing off at all. And in fact, the Soldaten could easily wipe that AT gun out. As I mentioned before, AT guns don't provide any cover for their crew, which is why the Soldaten are able to whittle them down so easily. Oh, very nice artillery there. Knocks out an AT gun, knocks out a squad, and does a bit of damage to the Jagdpanzer. That Jagdpanzer is really creating a good return on investment there, I would say. Soldaten guarding this meat VP in the middle, and looks like we... Okay, yep. Just trying to work out which VPs were which there. Looks like Germans actually have the advantage at the moment, with Allies down to 159. Not sure why they managed to mix up red and blue on each side. That's a little less than intuitive. But maybe it's just because I'm doing something wrong. Ooh, Jagdpanzer might be getting in a bit of trouble here. It's actually got some bazookas and might see some AT grenades disabling it, but no, it looks like it's getting out of there. The Soviets will be able to take this side back. Jagdpanzer is particularly vulnerable to infantry. Just doesn't really have anything that can kill infantry. I'm seeing a lot of trading of sides here. Just a moment ago, KW were all over this side, and then they decided they want the left side instead. See the Allies pushing over here. Definitely a very dynamic battlefield. Katyusha really wants to take out Captain Awesome's base over here. Once again, still shooting from maximum range. It would get a much tighter sort of barrage if it was willing to push up a little bit. See another Su-85 out. Interesting choice after it smashed last time. And probably doesn't want to tangle with Panzerschrecks, especially from Vet 5 squads. This ambulance in fact needs to get out of there pretty quickly, and of quickly is not something ambulances tend to do in this game. Oh, the rifle's just sitting here. Oh, finally volamper realizes what's going on, but it is too late.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Indeed it did. Sherman trying to take out this annoying bunker here, which is stopping rifles from sort of being able to harass this area. He gets a nice hit there, but it's going to be forced off by ye old Panzer, sorry. A bit of doubling up here, could really push out and capture more territory at the same time. You can see an attempted salvage effort there, but forced to abort. Oh, the others, yeah, they managed to wipe out another rifle squad. How the rifles are looking these days. Only 3 squads now. And only one with any significant vet, or even a bar. Those old riflemen have taken a pounding, that is for sure. A very tight-knit squad right there. Good AT gun, it could actually wipe them out, but a grenade does even better. A little more guaranteed. So we've got artillery coming down in the middle. No, not from that gun. Ooh, looks like shock troops hit a nasty mine around here. That's going to be costly, they are not cheap to replace. Ooh, see, Panzer has managed to get up to Vet 3 now. Just going to make it a fair bit more deadly. And hello, we see a King Tiger on the field, just as the Shredder Panzer headquarters is knocked out. Not that you actually need all your structures built at the same time to get one of these. Something that's a little bit controversial, so people feel that you should actually have to keep all of your trucks up to actually get the King Tiger, but oh well. And we see Captain Awesome being very resourceful, getting some fuel out of that as soon as possible. Ogres more than outmatched by a bulldozer here. Nice work. King Tiger decides he wants to deal with that. And I think my money's probably on a King Tiger against a bulldozer. Just an Su-85 could really be more central to the action around here, particularly with all this stuff pushing up. Bulldozer could definitely use some AT support. There's an AT gun. Oh, yep, no, it's coming up now. And we see forward sight coming on, making sure that it can see up a nice range, keeping its gun quite useful while keeping the actual tank out of danger. However, it's important to note that it does reduce max speed. These vehicles move pretty slowly when forward sight's on, or focus sight rather. Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, bulldozer. So I was trying to actually take out one of these bases here. It wasn't really worth it. Didn't exactly do anything. And not a great idea to get in close to all these tanks. Yeah, Panzer is vetted up once again. Improved rate of fire and accuracy. I don't know if it even needed it. It seems to be doing pretty well already. Ooh, let's see the Soviet artillery coming in. One of these structures looking pretty damaged. King Tiger just sitting on the right here guarding his VP. Ooh, well, we'll see this demo finally go off. These demos really have been here for a long time. I feel like the Soviet players are a bit distracted. These AT guns are in a bit of trouble. Like nothing to take care of infantry here. These AT guns could quite easily get decrewed actually. We see a Jackson now though. Probably a good idea with King Tiger on the field. Bulldozer still defending the middle, but doesn't actually belong to the Allies at the moment. Ooh, AT gun decrewed, and Butcher quickly getting that off of the field while getting a nice little 5 fuel bonus for the trouble. So Katyusha's up to Vet 2. A bit more accurate. Major bravely trying to take the middle, but against Opus and King Tiger, they are not going to last long at all. Not even long enough for me to finish that sentence. Yeah. Not a good army to senior military personnel in, apparently. No cushy office job for these officers. So I think we got 2 bulldozers on the field. And I think they do a fairly good job of scaring off some of these infantry. However, they are definitely very well counted on the OKW side. Of course, these infantry have nothing to fear from that Panzer. However, King Tiger is another matter altogether. Ooh, nice Su-85 hit for frontal armour there. 57mm not so much, just kind of bounces off. Katyusha coming in over here, might get some infantry. Oh, knocks out SturmTigerGuh. Oh, that's always expensive. With 340 manpower. And they're so slow to build and reinforce. Looks like Obers, I believe, have chucked out a smoke grenade there so that they can capture that VP in safety. Ooh, I think we saw a nice side hit by the jets in there, knocked down a whole chunk of health from that King Tiger. It's deciding to get out of there. Lots of AT to handle this the Egg Panzer finally, but not much to stop this infantry. Where are the bulldozers? Now we've got one just sort of sitting there, really needs to be over here. Nietzsche can't get knocked out. Combined arms not quite combined enough there. Ooh, Vet 3 mortar finally finding itself threatened, knocked down to one guy. Will it get out of there safely? Looks like it. That is fortunate. Oh, nice hit from 52mm there. Of course, it then knocks out its own AT gun. But still, it didn't manage to quite wipe out the open zone.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
And looks like we see another bulldozer wreck over here, courtesy of young Panzer. How many kills has this thing got? Vehicles destroyed 3. Well, I guess it's inflicted a lot more damage than outright kills. It's killed a surprising number of infantry, actually. I wouldn't have thought it would have killed any. Ooh, we see a bit of a cheeky sort of push by the USF over here. It sounds like infantry is still suffering with the Soviet artillery. See over here, just got 4 Panzer Fusiliers, no Volks Grenadiers left at all on Butcher's side, and only 2 left on Captain Awesome's side, and Obers aren't looking to crash hot either. Rifles trying to stick to a tiny bit of cover to capture this point, but it gets destroyed. They decide to get away from that King Tiger, not a lot they can do. Ooh, Rifle Squad. Don't know if you're going to survive.
The capture point is being overrun.
Another push up the middle, but Su-85 is back in with 2 AT guns again. It's going to prove a little risky. Oh, King Tiger just suddenly takes some amazing hits. Destroyed 1 vehicle, but yeah, honestly, that King Tiger is actually getting pushed back a surprising amount. Impressive range on an AT gun there. I think it might have been using attack ground. Will this finally get blown? Yes, it finally goes off and takes out a whole squad. Nice work. I think it was an entirely fresh one as well. Oh, we see a new one being built almost instantly. It looks like Butcher is a fan of the Panzer Fusilier. Right, we've got a whole lot of artillery coming in now. Looks like it's the assault artillery, which has dropped on an enemy frontline territory sector. Certainly drops a heck of a barrage. That's for a good light show. And then drop smoke so you can push in with an enemy force. An ability I don't often think I see outside of 4v4 much. It's impressive looking, but since it's targeted on a sector, not necessarily enemies. The AD is sometimes a bit lacking. You see a single squad of Panzer Fusilier pushing up the middle here and just taking care of those pesky AT guns that were pushing off that Tiger before. Tiger just takes out the AT gun in a single hit. But there's not much to stop it now. Rifle's desperately trying to man these AT guns, but just getting instantly knocked out again. Jackson doing some damage from the side. Well, those AT guns are just wrecked. And meanwhile, these tank destroyers kind of pinging off, while the Jagdpanzer, which is now at Vet 5, very nice, is just wrecking that Jackson, which of course has no armour to speak of. So Allies down to a very dangerous 75 points here. Really being pushed back by this armour finally. Oh, Jagdpanzer might get itself another Su-85. Oh, it does! Look at that distance. Now that is a tank destroyer. VP advantage very much in the favour of the Germans at the moment. 2 VPs and a neutral. That 54 is draining fast. Allies really need to regather and push out if they want to turn this game back around. So the artillery is firing up again, hoping to get some hits on some squads. Doesn't seem to be having a whole lot of luck there. Looks like somebody used a Sturmtiger at some point, didn't even notice that. Probably got shot down pretty quickly, given how much flak weaponry OKW have. Ooh, good hit there from the Bulldozer, and Katyusha finishes off squads again. Only 3 Panzer Fusiliers on the field. Ooh, looks like that King Tiger is trying to blitz itself out of there because those Jacksons are wrecking it, but the old Jagdpanzer is pushing around from the side again, easily scaring off these Jacksons, just making mincemeat of them. Meanwhile, an AT gun just scratches it. Su-85 pushing up from the side, we're seeing a bit of coordination. Oh, unfortunate miss there. Meanwhile, the tanks taking out the base here. Oh, I don't know if the Allies are going to be able to capture one of these points back there. Focusing here on the field, but even if they do go for the VP, these Panzer Fusiliers are going to crush them. Are there any infantry pushing up to the middle CP? Oh, we've got some shots. Don't know if they're going to make it though. Oh, that push for the Schwerer Panzer headquarters doesn't get up there. Oh, shots don't stop. You can shoot Obers on the way. Keep pushing, keep pushing. 1 CP or 1 VP. And game over. Bad luck. Well, we certainly saw some very sort of dynamic battles on this map today. Just a lot of changing of sides, constantly pushing around. So never seeing any sort of stalemates and sort of stubbornness to hold on to a single side when what clearly wasn't going to work. And a bit of early work on the cutoffs, which was quite good as well. Pretty much at any given point, yeah, both sides were harassing the enemy. I have to admit, both the Allies, they really seemed to like pushing up in the middle because they knew there were going to be lots of infantry, but with all those base structures there, battle group headquarters sort of just providing a retreat point and health and reinforcement, there was just nothing they could do, not without AT guns or tanks to actually blow up those structures. So I think, yeah, I think there was a bit of infantry lost needlessly there. Definite commendation to butchering that Jagdpanzer. Vet 5, very nice. Yeah, this is definitely an underused unit, and you can see how it is definitely worth getting. However, that said, most players will usually just go for a Panther, so nice work bucking the meta there. I'd say that definitely paid off. Of course, on the other side, we saw a bit of coordination get it with that Stuka. Stuka was doing a good job of decrewing this artillery gun, and if it had kept that up, that would have stopped this thing ever from getting to Vet 3, at which point it was really messing up infantry. There we go, 33 infantry killed, and that's only on this last iteration. Probably wiped out a fair bit before that. Also, pretty good work with the mortar. It's actually got way more kills than that artillery, 50. Just in a very nice spot there. And remember, yeah, trees are really good for just stopping Stukas from hitting your forces. King Tiger, yeah, I don't know, didn't really do quite so much. 19 infantry killed. Honestly, considering how long it was on the field, that's actually a little bit disappointing. It really did struggle a bit. It's very exposed actually on this map. It's one of those tanks that's probably useful in a tighter map where it can't be picked off at range by AT guns and all the tank destroyers that were definitely being pumped out there. Probably would have been good to just see a bit more sort of support. You tended to find patches of dedicated anti-tank sort of units, and then over on the other side of the map would be anti-infantry units, and they just run obers over here and Jagdpanzer over here. And yeah, basically I think the Germans were able to really sort of turn the match around a lot by just sort of exploiting that sort of lack of combined arms in a lot of places. They're on the map, they just weren't in the same place on the map, unfortunately. Interesting to see all these Panzer Fusiliers out there, just instead of Volksgrenadiers, probably because they're just more effective at knocking out infantry for an affordable price, sort of late game if you've lost your vetted up Volksgrenadiers, because it can take a little while to get those Volksgrenadiers vetted back up again. And of course you have to pay for that 90 ammunition cost for a Panzerschreck to really have any hope of actually doing so. But yes, excellent use of artillery by Soviets, I have to say, just going for every single different type there, just sort of mixing it up a bit. Oh, and we actually had another gun over here, didn't even notice that one. Tucked away down there. But nonetheless, pretty good play from all players there, just a lot of sort of diversity, a lot of sort of dynamic kind of action, never afraid to sort of just test something out and sort of exploit a flank. So overall, quite a fun game, some fun unit choices, hope you enjoyed it, I certainly did, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.